Welcome to Skip the Lines podcast with Jonathan Mitchell. I am your host, Jonathan Mitchell, and today my guest is real estate entrepreneur, investor, developer, broker, and attorney, Adam Stone.
Hey, John.
Welcome,
How's it
Adam.
going? Appreciate it, man.
I'm doing well. Thanks for making the time, brother.
Happy to join.
All right, so we do a free-flowing sort of intro, a little bit of background about you, and then we jump into kind of what you do for fun. And then we'll get into sort of the meat of the pod, where we talk about, things that interest you, what you're doing in business. And after that, we go into Skip the Lines.
Okay.
So from there, we essentially just provide hacks or ideas, thoughts, situations that you essentially feel like could help someone who has not gone through that and maybe save them some pain.
Sounds good.
Sound good? All right, brother. So we will rock and roll with the focus round. F, fun. What do you do for fun?
Well, I chase my kids around mostly these days.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, 2 kids, 3 and 1. Isaiah and Olivia, shout out. They're definitely not listening. They don't listen to podcasts yet, other than Sea Creature podcast. But
really cool thing though, when they're older, they're going to see when you were younger to that, like you were younger when they're 15, 16, like, Dad, you were that young? You were that surprised? Yeah, it was.
the equivalent of whatever 8-tracks are to our generation now.
Exactly.
Pop that in this podcast, blow the dust off of it. But outside of chasing my kids around, I would say these days, fantasy football. I was a big into sports earlier, but I don't play as much as I would.
What sports did you play?
Everything, really, but I stayed longest with baseball.
Okay.
Soccer and football.
Did you play? You said you went to a D3, right?
Yeah.
Did you play sports?
Yeah, we played baseball there, so that was a great experience. I have a lot of good friends still from those days, and it taught me a lot. But
and you grew up in Michigan?
Grew up in Michigan, so it was not too far away from where I grew up, mostly in Ann Arbor and Detroit is where I was born and raised mostly. So, I was excited to play baseball for that long, and it was a great experience. But
you like a Padres fan now?
Actually, I'm a Cleveland Guardians.
Bro, you got a hardcore Padres fan here, Adam.
That's good. I mean, we don't play each other too often.
That's true.
That's good.
I mean, we're having an amazing season.
It's solid season. I cheer for the Padres. I'm a huge baseball fan, so I watch Padres, and most of my time these days is spent with fantasy sports, so football, baseball.
Are you super analytical? Like you get into it, like doing research and all that?
I do research, but my heart still guides me. I would say too many times. There's those decisions where you feel like, okay, I should.
So if you were an owner, you'd need a GM because you'd be like, I just like this guy. I like his story. And the GM would be like, nah, it's not the guy.
I wouldn't say it's those kind of decisions. It's really just about, should you go with this player for this, start, sit kind of decisions.
Got it. Okay. You're just going with your gut.
Right.
Like, I feel like this guy's going to do really well against the Chargers
or not do so great. I'm not sure about this matchup. I don't feel it's a great matchup, even though everybody says it's good. Sometimes you shy away. So I try to be aggressive with it. Usually it's the being more optimistic than I should, and it comes back to bite you. But, you live and you learn.
Yeah, I don't do the fantasy sports. It's a big time commitment, bro.
It can be. I've tailed it back, especially, with the kid situation. You have to, pick your battles and, use your time appropriately. But at the same time, I feel like that's one of the only areas where you can be somewhat unreasonable and it's not held against you in terms of your trade request. And,
got it. So you're just having fun with it.
Right. I use it as a vessel just to be as loose and open-minded with deals. And
nice.
So I tell people all the time, hey, you can just press reject. You can press counter if you'd like.
But if you press reject, we're not homies anymore. We're not going to be boys.
Oh, yeah, we're done.
Don't expect anything on Christmas.